Hello, I'm Jane from Calm Therapy and welcome to Conversations with Calm Therapy. I hope you're all in good health at this time of the pandemic. I think we're in week 8 of the lockdown now, and there has been an announcement by Boris last night to say that, they're starting with the exit strategy now. So don't know how everyone's feeling. It brings up mixed emotions, I suppose, of relief we can get out more, but maybe some apprehension about what there is to come. So I hope you're all finding ways to manage your feelings at the moment. So what is Conversations with Calm Therapy? It is a project where I interview a series of complementary therapists and business owners during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is to create a connection amongst the business advisors, and it also offers you, the viewer, tips on how to cope with these sudden changes, how to manage your fear that arises with uncertainty, and how to move forward through that fear. I'll also be asking each guest about any useful rituals or activities that we can add to our routines during our time at home. So my guest today is Paula Power. Paula is a mental health first aider. Her company is My White Dog, and it helps to raise mental health awareness to reduce the stigma in business, schools and communities. So hello Paula, and welcome.
Hi. Hi there, nice to see you, Jane.
Nice to see you too, Paula. So could you introduce yourself, give us a little bit about your background and the work that you're doing now?
Yes, of course. So I am running mental health first aid training. I've been training now for 2 years. I've trained over 300 business leaders and owners in the UK, and I recognise that there's quite an impact in terms of reducing stigma in the workplace. And actually, just in terms of a few facts, I was looking at them yesterday. 72 million working days lost as a result of mental illness. Which is a 34 billion cost to the economy every year. Right. So my motivation and passion really is about stigma. And I think it sort of stems back from my own personal experience, having had my sibling who experienced psychosis for a long time. And I had this attitude of, which I think a lot of us still have around, just get on with it, you can do it, because that's who I am, very optimistic, very positive, very driven. And I didn't quite understand what was stopping her from being as motivated. So it was a real dilemma in some ways. And I thought, when this opportunity came up to explore mental health awareness, I thought, I'm going to have a look at this and see if I can support her. And it's just turned my life around, actually, in terms of recognising that I have some stigma around mental illness, not anymore. And it's really empowered me to support other people. Now, my background, I suppose, before that was all about adventure, travel. So I've lived all over the world and motivated by the outdoors, mountaineering, and lots of expeditions as well. So I've got education background and a business background, and I'm also a Guinness World Record holder as well, as a result of a expedition that I did in '97.
Amazing.
So that's a sort of snapshot of who I am, and actually, but yeah, ultimately it's about motivating others to support people with mental health issues and knowing how to do that, and I give them the tools and techniques to support them to do that.
Paula, that's brilliant. And just to hone in on reducing stigma, around, especially in the workplace, it can be crippling for some people.
Yes.
And just to support them and raise awareness and create more of a community, I suppose, to help people, through their daily work life would be amazing if we can kind of bring that to fruition.
It's very powerful, actually. If you just knew, just a bit kinder to each other, it's amazing what difference that can make, actually, to communities and our well-being.
Yeah, and the workplace is can be quite a forceful place as well. So it is about coming back into ourselves and being more of a community and connection. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, just to share with you, recently one of our clients, CGI, they're an IT global organisation, predominantly male, and with a the philosophy that mental health, we don't have these conversations around mental health. We're not interested. To actually turning it on its head by doing the mental health first aid training, they now have, they've saved themselves something like £65,000 per annum on insurance premiums as a result of taking on board some of the sort of learning strategies around supporting other people with mental health issues. So, and they call it skills for life now. So it's massive.
Yeah, it is massive. And well done for taking on the role. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go into the 3 questions now. So I ask my guests the same 3 questions, and I hope that you answer from your area of expertise. So the first question is, we are going through unprecedented times of sudden change. How might we maintain a positive outlook and a feeling of connection whilst we're in this period of isolation?
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? And I think one of the things that strikes me more than anything is the fact that we're not alone in this. I'm not saying we're all in the same boat, because obviously people deal with stress and change very differently to each other, all individuals. But I think it's worth recognising that the fact that we are in a similar position, it can make a difference in terms of our overall positive outlook by not feeling so alone and so isolated. And it does break down barriers, and I think that's massive actually for increasing our connection with each other. But I think, breaking down barriers is massive. And I think it's normal in crisis, that we would feel that change, that normal sort of internal change, as a result of external change, if that makes sense. So in recognising that it's okay, it's normal. But I think it's about having different things like changing your environment. It could be something, and of course we're only in our homes at the moment, but it could be just going from the kitchen to the office. Like for me at the moment, that's my transition, and just by distraction can make the difference to how we feel, and obviously going outside is massive. We can go outside, and from Wednesday I think it's a lot more opportunity. So getting a different view on what's going on for you right now will actually change that perspective and outlook. But there's also, 3 things that I want to sort of bring up, which are really good for distraction. Being creative, and that could be creative in your thinking. So it could be just by asking questions around how you're feeling. So, have I felt like this before? What did I do about it before, and how did I manage it? Did I talk to anybody else? And I think it's recognising that, finding out what works for you and then implementing that, because it doesn't have to be permanent. I think that's pretty fundamental. So challenging our creative thinking, but also the other one is creative ideas as well, changing some things we do. So have you ever tried painting or singing, or just trying new things? Actually, it can also change our perspective and our view.
Lovely.
Okay,
thank you, Paula. Yeah, fantastic. So I'm going to go into question 2, and that is, it's known that fear can have a negative impact on the body. How might people release themselves of this fear to reduce mental and physical health issues in the future, and how to move through this?
Absolutely. Yeah, it can have a negative impact on the body. You're absolutely right. And I think fear is completely rational in terms of crisis. But when it becomes unmanageable, that's when we have to try and step up and do something about that. And of course, not everybody's going to be able to recognise it. But if you can recognise some sort of change in your body, your physical behaviour, in your emotions, how you feel, and certain things that you do, actually that's a really good indicator to recognising that there is change, and it's actually something, your body telling you something's not quite right. So it's about knowing your thoughts and choosing your actions. I think it's also important to recognise not to beat ourselves up about it. So recognising that it's okay to not feel okay, and maybe just go and do something completely different. Just go and relax, go and do something, take time out for yourself. But not beat ourselves up about the fact that we're not doing the things that we normally do. I think we do that all the time. So recognising that it's normal and then finding ways to manage that before it becomes unmanageable.
Yeah.
I
And I
think
suppose
that's
in a
really
way
key.
it's almost sitting with that feeling, isn't it? You know, if it is, you know, a feeling of depression or despair or something like that, it's sort of like almost trying to separate the two sometimes. You know, it is there, acknowledge it and be okay with, it's okay to feel like that, you know, and it will pass, but just in your own time. Just, you know, just don't, if the more you force it, maybe the more it'll create more tension in that area.
Yeah,
So just,
absolutely.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
and it,
kind to yourself comes in, isn't it? You know, you can have bad times and they can go on for a period of time. Just
yeah,
let it happen for a while
yeah.
and do
And I
reach
think it's
out.
about not being afraid to ask other people, you know,
Mm.
have you recognise a change in me? Is there anything, you know, or, and vice versa. So if somebody recognises a change, say something to somebody, you know,
Yeah,
to your friends, etc., that they
yeah,
see a change that can
absolutely.
make the difference, actually, because we can't always recognise it in ourselves.
No,
And I
absolutely.
think, you know, things like physical things like breathing, just taking time out to breathe, do meditation, that type of things, are really strong coping strategies for building resilience and managing stress.
It's taking your fight or flight out of the picture completely. You know, it totally changes
Yeah,
your perspective and your biological reaction to this stressful situation. So, you know,
yeah,
that's really
definitely.
important points. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about when we go back to the original lockdown, and there was a lot of people that were going out and panic buying toilet rolls, etc., weren't there? So, and that's a completely rational response to crisis. So that sort of fight, flight, freeze response. And I think we all need to recognise that some of us go through that,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's completely normal,
Yeah.
you know. And I think it's about being more compassionate with people that are experiencing
Yeah.
those sort of
Absolutely.
challenges, you know.
Definitely. I agree
Yeah,
completely.
I was having this conversation this morning as well around, you know, some people would not talk to me in the street, and they normally would, and they were getting really upset with the fact that people are not communicating with me, or they're not very
Yeah.
happy, and taking that personally. Actually, that person's probably maybe in we don't know anything about them. We don't
No,
know what their perspective is. We don't know what's going on for them.
no.
And sometimes, if we take a stand back and just think, I wonder what they're going through right now.
Mm.
I wonder if I can make a difference, rather than thinking it's about us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's there's always a different side to the story, isn't there? You know, something that we can't see at that time. You know, and it's
Yeah,
just respecting what's going on around other people.
yeah, and actually having compassion is massive for our mental health.
Yeah.
Giving something back.
Definitely, definitely, yeah. God, I like
Yeah,
it, Paula. Fantastic.
thank
So,
you.
what's your third question is coming up here. So, based on your experiences, can you suggest any useful rituals or activities that we can add to our routines to support us during this new way of life?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you talk about routine, and actually, routine and structure is really, really positive for us. You know, because there's so many people I talk to, and they say, "I have no idea what day it is today. It could be Monday, it could be Sunday, it could, you know." So I think really key is to have regular things in place. So routine. So get up at normal time and eat regularly. Food and nutrition is massive for our mental health as well. So um, routine and structure, really good. Giving something back, as I've mentioned before, about having a bit more compassion and being kind to other people will actually make us feel a lot better. Volunteering, you know, there's lots of opportunities, I think. Well, sometimes there are opportunities to do volunteering. Trying a new skill. So, you know, also there's this opportunity to do things that you don't always get a chance to do, and actually try something new, learn a new skill, go singing, go and join a choir, do some writing. That's really good for mental health as well. So, but I think it's also having things to look forward to, because that's really good as well. Because if we think about our mental health, like the weather, you know, like at the weekend it was amazing, it was 23 degrees, and yet today it's 10. I think our mental health is a little bit like that. And some days we have good days, and some days they're not so good. And I think if you recognise that, that can make a difference to our perspective. So, but exercise is key as well. I think really good.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
exercise. It's a big, isn't it? No matter how much you do, you know, even if you are
yeah,
not mobile so much, then just, you know, just a little bit of movement. Just feel like you've just, it's like a stretch or something like that. You know, it's
yeah,
any
yeah,
movement
definitely.
do something. So thank you, Paula. Thank you so much for taking part in this project. How can we keep in touch with you if somebody feels that you could help them? Do you have a website? How can we contact you?
Yeah, definitely. So I've got a website. It's called mywhitedog.com. And as opposed to the black dog of depression, it's all about positive perspectives and, good positive mental health. Now, I'm running, because of the current climate, the courses that I normally run, the 2-day, because they're quite emotive, we're running it on half a day online. And our next one is on Tuesday the 26th. I'm actually going to start running them every Tuesday afternoon from 1 till 5. And they're really inclusive, really safe space, lots of learning, lots of resources that you take away as well, and ongoing support. So if you're interested in that, then please get in touch, because it's a fabulous course, really insightful, and an opportunity to change somebody's life actually, and also start feeling really good about yourself.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic. That's good to know. So thank you for that. So I will be posting this video onto my YouTube channel, which is Conversations with Calm Therapy. So please subscribe to my channel and share on social media so you can keep up to date with latest interviews as I post them. So Paula, thanks again. Thanks once again for being here with me today. And that's it for now. So thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.